Hey guys, and welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to show you, this is kind of a continue video of the previous part 6. So in this video, I'm going to show you, instead of manually putting in the different products that you want, we're going to have UiPath read an Excel document, and depending on how many rows of products we have there, we want to scrape the actual data. So basically what we're going to create is we're going to create a bot that reads through an Excel document of products that we want to scrape a website on. That creates a different Excel document. So in the previous video, I showed you how you can scrape data and create an Excel sheet out of that data. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use an Excel document as your input, right, for all of the things that you need. So we're going to continue where we left off. And if you haven't followed, I made this robot in the previous video, so go first watch that video. It's 12 minutes long, and then when you watch that video, you will be where I am right now, and you can actually follow along. So before we continue, I added some changes, right? So well, I didn't add some changes, but in this on my project folders, I have a folder on my desktop called projects. In this folder, I've created a new folder that's called input. And in this input, there is a list called products to scrape. So basically what I want to do is I want my bots to go in here, look through all the items, and then, scrape data on Varsity and scrape data on Lecoq. So I only have 2 items here, but this demo works for 100 items, 200 items. It doesn't really matter how many items you have in this list. But basically what you want to do is you want to create a folder called project. In this folder, you want to create something called input, and here you want to create an Excel sheet with products to scrape. And in that Excel sheet, you want a column called items, and then 2 products name. This could be Adidas, Nike, whatever. Chose Varsity and Lecoq because I like those. I like those things, right? Okay, so what we'll do now is we'll go back to UiPath, right? And the first thing we want to start off with is something called Excel process. Process. There we go. Excel process scope. And we're going to put this at the top. So we'll just put it at the top over here for now. We can actually put it in our sequence, but on the top of our sequence like this. From here, what we want to do is we want to press this Excel process scope. We want to press properties up here, and this one, show Excel window. We don't really want to see this window. It's like if you want to see the window next to you while you're working, we don't really care about that. So now we have this process scope. The next thing we want here is to read a file. So read Excel. There we go. 1 second. All right, so we don't want to read. It's called use Excel file. So this one, use Excel file, and we're gonna drag and drop this to our process scope here. And what this does is basically it uses a file, right? So it will open up an Excel file on your computer. So the first thing we need to do is we will need to tell it where does this file exist. And I already created a variable. So if you watch here, I have something called variables here. So we're gonna make this bigger. Let's go on the sequence scope. So I have a variable called project path, which is string, and this is just set to the path of my project folder. So basically what you need to do is you need to find the path to that file. And my file again is here on the project. So I just copy this path over here and then inside of input, and it's called products to scrape. So what I'll do is this project path contains half of it. You see, I have path, so I can do here, I can do control space, and I get project path. And then I'll do a plus, and here I'll do input, and then it was called products to, what was it called? Products to scrape. So we'll do products to scrape dot xlsx. I think it was like that. Let me just double check. Products to scrape, products to scrape, products to scrape. Perfect. And it's going to be referenced as Excel. Now, You would also want to remove this create if not existed. So if UiPath cannot find this file, do you want it to create this file for you? And for this scenario, we don't actually want it to do that, so we're going to skip that for now. So now we have use this thing, right? And as you saw in my document or in my sheet, there was two rows. So we want to read the rows. But first, if you know that in Excel, you also have something called different sheets, right? You can have multiple pages, right? So we have to say that within this document or this file, I want to check sheet one, right? So what I want to do is I want to not use a file, I want to read range this time. So there you go, Excel read range. So we'll take this one in and we'll drag it in here, right? And from here, what we want to do is on this range tab here, we can press the plus, we can press Excel, and we can do custom input, right? And it asks you, what do you want to input? Well, we want sheet. And what's the name of the sheet? It's called sheet one. Save. And make sure that you actually, it's called sheet one because you see here, mine is called sheet one. Perfect. Now, the second thing we want to do is we want to actually save each of these things, right? So whatever's on the current row, we want to save it to a variable so that we can use this variable later. And what you can do is you can press here and either you right click, you create a new variable, or you see here Control K. And I will try to mix it up from time to time, but now I will press Control K and I will call this products, right? Or product, yeah, products. We'll do products. So basically, we'll go through each row and it will say the current variable to this product or the current data to this product variable right here. Now, the next thing we want to do is basically for each product or for each row that we have in our sheet, we want to do all of this, right? So we want to do for each, right? So there's different activities. One of them are called for each. So we have the for each. And if you type for each, you will see that here you have for each row in data table, which suits us perfectly, right? So we're going to take this one for each row in data table. We'll take that one and we'll put it down here. And then we have this enter expression, right? So we can do here, what we can do is we can call this, where is the data table? Well, the data table we have is this one, products, right? So we can just do tab and it actually understand that for us. So basically for each product, yes, what do you want to do? Okay, so for us to do this, what we want to do is basically want to take this browser. So we'll go down to this browser. So you see I have all the activities here, right? So I want to take this browser or these activities, this sequence of activities, and I want to drag it up just on top of this for each row in data table. So that's the first thing we want to do. We'll take this, all of this, and we'll go up here, you see, between these two, and we'll drag it there. So now we have the read range, and then we have all of this, and then we have the for each down here. Now, the next thing we want to do is we want to have this for each row in data table, and we want to move it up here. So under this plus sign, we want to move this. So we'll take this, and then we'll go up to the plus sign right here, and I will drop it over there. Now we're almost done with the restructuring, right? Because what we want to do is basically in this for each table or for each row, we want to do these stuff, right? So basically we just want to open the browser once, so that's what we're going to do. We'll open the browser once. But then for each row, we want to do the search, we would want to do the type, yada, yada, yada. So what we want to do is we want to mark these things. So we'll do this one and hold in control and do next one. And we scroll down this one and this one. So basically and we also want this one, right? So basically for each row, I want to do search, I want to do put in the input, I want to press the enter, I want to extract the table, and I want to create a workbook or an Excel document, right? And I can do Control X. So if you do Control X, they will all go away. And then we go here and we'll do Control V. Let me see. Oh, wait. I did a mess up. I pressed the wrong button, so I'll do this again. I'll do this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. And I'll do Control X. And then I go down here, I press here and Control V. There we go. So basically what I did, I took my previous steps and now I put them in this for each loop, more or less. So let's just see what we have, right? So what we do is we have an Excel process scope. And what we'll do is we open an Excel sheet, we read that Excel sheet, and we save it into our variable called products. And then what we do is we go to this website and we do a for each loop, and we say for each row in this products table that we created up here, do the following. So it will do this. So now, instead of searching for varsity like so, what we want to do is we want to kind of have a dynamic search, right? We don't want to specify the name like this. What we want to do is the following. So we'll do, we have this thing called current row. So we'll do current row dot item, right? And this is basically the name of the column, right? And my column was called items, I suppose. I think, yeah, items. So here we'll do color row items, item, and then this is items, like so. And then what we want to do is we want to do a dot after this and do toString, like so. There we go. Now, hopefully, what this does, it will go through item table. So this is the table. So when you do dot items or dot item, it checks for columns like this. And what we want to do is we want to say the column that is named items. We only have one column, items. Take that row and give it to me in a string. So basically, it will give me varsity and then lecoq after that. And then what we want to do now, another thing we need to do is we need to also this in this extract table, right? So if we go down to our right range workbook, this one, what it does, it will write to varsity, and we don't want varsity. We should just name the tab, whatever the product was called. So I'm just going to copy this command again. So I'll do this one, copy, copy, copy. I go down here and I just put it in here, like so. So there we go. Now can actually see if our project works. So what we'll do now is I'll just press play. Most likely something got messed up, but we'll see. So we saw that something happened. It got stopped here on the next process. So we'll just gonna go check it real fast. Okay, so we're back. So we'll try this again. So if I press play, and there it starts. So it goes to this, varsity, and it saves these, and then it tries to type search again, but it actually gets stuck here, and it's actually a funny bug that I want you guys to solve. But basically, if I just press X here, it will continue Lecoq, and then it will go visit Lecoq, and you can only see that there's only one product here. So we only have one product on Lecoq, and then on varsity we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you see that we have 11 products under the tag varsity, and we had one product under the tag Lecoq. And now if I go back here, I see that it's finished. And if I go here, press project, I can see that I have a new file called scrape data. If I press this, I can now see that I have a sheet called varsity, and here we have the titles, we have the URL, and we have the URL, it's a long URL, and we have the actual price. And the same thing is if I go to Lecoq, I can see that there was only one thing. We had the Lecoq jacket, we have the URL for it, and we have the actual price for it. So yeah, so you guys saw that there was a small bug don't save. The bug is somewhere here. I want you guys to actually, this can be a good assignment for you guys to actually try to fix this. This thingamajiggy is a common thing that we fix in when we make robots from time to time. So yeah, it's good for you to do this exercise. But as you can see, this tutorial went fairly good. So basically, we used an Excel document that we use like a database of terms that we want to use. We read through this Excel document, and for each row within this document, we go and fetch this data and scrape it and save it to a new Excel document. And yeah, that was kind of it for this video, guys. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to publish this, how we can make this published version of our actual bot, right? But if you enjoyed this video, thumbs up. Don't forget the thumbs up, guys, really. And yeah, subscribe. Thank you very much. Have a good day.